Just going to do a quick demo of something that sprung out of an idea that my son had yesterday. We were discussing file names. That sounds very exciting, doesn't it? But anyway, I was telling him about a script that I had written that will rename files to replace any spaces that might be in there with underscores instead, because of course spaces wreak havoc on Unix environments where you're trying to run scripts and things. You have to use quotation marks around things to make sure that spaces get escaped properly. So on my system, I personally never put a space in a file name, but most of my students and colleagues put spaces very freely. And my son yesterday had the idea, well, what if whenever somebody started to save a file, it automatically put in underscores instead of spaces? And I thought, man, what an incredible idea. And I know how to do part of that. What I don't know how to do is to make it happen automatically anytime a save file dialog box is opened. But I came up yesterday with a command that will, with a Blather voice command, that will automatically remap the spacebar so that it puts underscores instead. At first though, here is the file that will rename, the script that will rename files. It takes the first command line argument as the in file, and it runs it through sed a couple of times. First, it substitutes any hyphens for nothing, so it deletes the hyphens globally, and then it deletes, what is that, one space globally, and then two space. You know, I could probably, I don't know what I'm up to there. But then it also deletes any parentheses, which also are difficult in file names. So anyway, it works. And I created in the Thuner file manager a custom action. You can configure custom actions on Thuner by going to the edit menu and then configure custom actions. And I do this because I have a lot of scripts of my own that I like to run on things. I've got ones here that will take an image and make it 600 pixels wide, 300 pixels wide, 250, and so forth. And all you have to do is right click on the image and choose this from the context menu, and it will do it. I have one here to build one of my website pages for my counterpoint thing. I have one here that will run the music XML to Lilypond script on a music XML file. I have one for GIMP, but I find that on my image files, I don't always want to open them with GIMP, but sometimes I do, and I don't want to have to go through the two levels of menus to get there, and so I created a shortcut. Now here is the one I added yesterday called Remove Spaces in File Name. And you will see if I if I right click on one of the, I've got a bunch of files here to work on. This is an ebook file. I'm just going to right click. Notice all the spaces in the file name. I'm going to right click and choose Remove Spaces in File Name. And looky there, all the spaces are replaced with underscores. And so anyway, I thought my son's idea was awesome of having the spacebar act like an underscore thing as soon as somebody opened up a dialog box to save a file. But I couldn't figure out how to do it, but I do have a voice command that will make it happen. And the way that you do this is by remapping the key. And so the first thing I had to do was find out what key it is. I mean, I know it's a spacebar key, but the way you do these things on a Linux is you find out the key code, because the command that you have to give is, where is it? I put it in my hang on here. Okay, so here is, oh, sorry, I need to make underscores. I'm sorry, I should have been more prepared there. So my command to speak is to make the underscores is that I don't want to say it yet because I don't want it to start remapping just yet. But the command is xmodmap space -e space and then in quotes keycode 65 equals underscore. What that does, keycode 65 is actually my space bar, but it changes its function to that of underscore. And then when I'm done, I will tell it to make spaces instead, and then it will put it right back the way it was. Keycode 65 equals space. Now, you might wonder how I found out that the space bar is keycode 65. And the way I did that is running a little program called XEV. I'm going to show you what it, XEvent, I guess. And it puts out information in the terminal based on what you type. So I'm going to hit the space bar now and watch what happens. It says here, key code 65 space. Now I'm going to speak the command and we'll see if that changes. Make underscores. And now key code 65 equals underscore. You see that? Now let's see it in action. First I'm going to get out of X event and start typing in a file here. Make spaces. Okay, so right now it's back to the default position. I wish there were a way for you to see my hands, but trust me, I'm hitting the space bar. It has a certain sound. Maybe it'll pick up on the microphone. I'm going to do some spaces here. Make underscores. See that? I'm hitting the same key and now it's underscores. And so if I start typing, I'm hitting the space bar every time, but a underscore is going instead. I'll type the same thing now. Make spaces. Pretty cool, huh? Make underscores. So anyway, that's my solution for the moment. What I need to do is figure out a way to make the computer listen, as it were, like a daemon or some kind of monitor, process monitor or something. I know how to make it see whether there's a saved dialog box open or not, but what I don't know how to do is to make it always be listening for that efficiently and then take an action. So that's something I'll try to work on. If anybody knows how to do that and would like to post a response video, that would be amazing. Anyway, that's it for now. I went on longer than I intended to. Sorry about that, but I hope you find that interesting. Bye.